Welcome back. So we are in the greenhouse of the farm, Wagon and Builders Farms, and here, peek outside a minute. Let's see outside. It's a small greenhouse. Step outside and take a look. It's only, I believe, 6 by 8 long. And we pack a lot in here. It's a little messy right now. There's some dead pepper plants that are down, some onions that are sprouting back up. Probably get in the ground or do something like it. Bags of newspapers, and we use these to cut and put over plants to protect them from critters when they're starting out. But today we got some worms shipped to us. Some red wiggler worms. We ordered these off eBay. I could try to leave a link in the video, but they are nice. A little small, but that's okay. Some big ones in there. Red wiggler worms. So they're in this composting bin here that we got from a friend of ours. Very nice friend. And I don't know if there's a name. Oh yeah, Hungry Bin. hungrybin.co.nz. So it comes as a full bin. It comes in 2 sections because it looks like it connects here. And then this tray is supposed to be on the bottom, and that catches the soil after the worms process the soil. And you clip it on. We have it off right now. We're trying to get this bin going, so we're trying to dig in here a little bit and get some of this stuff moving down. As you can see, it's pretty nice, rich soil. I think a lot of this is coconut core that you can use as bedding for the worms. And then there's a drain hole in the bottom once you have this on there. And then water, as you can see there, will drain into this pan. You can have this here and then the drain pan underneath. So you can use this bin inside your basement, in your garage, I mean in your house if you really wanted to. Don't really advise in your house, but in your garage, in your basement, in a shed, in a greenhouse like we are now. So you want to build a good bedding base for the worms. So under this we have a lot of different stuff. Some roots from old plants. Under that some cardboard, eggshells. These are coconut core pads from our microgreens. With a paper towel. They'll eat through all that. There's food scraps down there. And then you can use coconut core, which I don't think I have any around here, but you could use coconut core in here as well. You can use shredded newspaper, you can use shredded cardboard, all that. So this has already been started. We didn't have any heat in here, we just got the heater up and going again on the thermostat, which we're probably going to set at like 45, 50 degrees, which is a little cold for the worms. So they won't be that active, but they'll still be in here. And then on the warmer days, it'll warm up and they will be active. So it's gonna be a little slow through the winter, unless it gets really warm in here, which this year in 2023 in New Jersey, it's been a warm winter. We have barely had any snow. So yeah, and you can put almost any food scraps in here. I'd stay away from like citrus and too many onions and garlic. You don't want to put in here, but some Roger pumpkins from last year that we've had sitting in the greenhouse that we're going to throw in there. Any other food scraps really, vegetables, fruit. You don't want to do any oils. You want to keep oils out of the bin. They're not too good for the worms. Cardboard, newspaper. Don't worry about the print on the newspaper. The print is most of the time soy ink, so you don't have to worry about the print. On the newspaper, cardboard, just stay away from any tape. Make sure you take tape off or any labels. You don't want colored cardboard. I don't think I have any in here. Like color labels like this, you want to take off. Don't want any of that. You can use egg cartons, work great too. The worms like to bed in here. If you put the whole egg carton in, it's pretty cool. They'll chew through all that. You could use these tubes too, toilet paper tubes. Don't worry about the glue; it's not that big of a deal. You can put these in there. These small ones. I probably will throw them in here. Oh, I want to make sure it's wet. So I just have a spray bottle filled with water. I just want to make sure your stuff's a little wet. They like damp, wet areas. So you want to spray down whatever you put in here and just spray all around. And for the first couple days that you have the worms in here, they're not going to eat much once you get it started. If I was to start this bin from scratch, the only reason I'm not is because it's kind of hard to get in and out of here, and I don't really feel like digging everything out. And there is some good soil down here, so we're going to scratch that out. So this whole thing, you just load from the top. So you have your you would put a coconut core or cardboard or something down here, and then you would gradually build it up and load with food. But you would want to start maybe here, fill the bottom with your paper and your cardboard, quite a bit of it, and make sure it's all wet, not soaking, sobbing wet, just a little wet, moist. I know a lot of people don't like that word. So you just fill up a little bit with food scraps, put your worms in, let them chew through those food scraps, and then you, on top of the food scraps, you put more bedding. You keep flip-flopping it. Bedding, food scraps, bedding. The bedding is the cardboard, the coconut core, the shredded newspaper, and all that. And you just keep filling it up, little by little, not too much at a time. You want the worms to work through whatever's there. Because if you put foods here, bedding, and a new food, they're going to work their way up the bin to new food. So this bin's already been worked up, and that's why I'm not starting over. I'm just going to put the worms up here, let them eat what's on the top here, and scratch out the stuff on the bottom. You don't have to scratch out the stuff. The only reason I'm doing that is because it's so packed in here that it barely, oh, it's coming out a little bit by doing that, but it barely comes out. I'll probably give it a little bit to get some of that out, and then put this bottom piece back on, and it should be good. So yeah, and worms don't like light. So look, as soon as you move that soil, they go and start hiding. These worms look healthy. We're gonna leave them in here, leave them on top here. They'll work their way down a little bit. I don't know, there might be other worms down here, down deep in the bin. There could be other worms in there, and you'll get other bugs too. You'll get spiders, and they're all decomposers. Spiders, not really, but you'll get flies and other insects in your worm bin. That's why you should probably not put it in your house, but your garage, your basement. They won't really come out of the bin too much, and you don't want the bin too wet. You have it too wet, it's gonna be smelly and gross. You have them the right moisture. If anything, put in more carbon, more bedding. The more that will soak up the moisture from the food scraps. Once you start putting in food scraps, you might not have to add any water. You'll have to see. So just messing with the heater over here. Try keeping it warm so that these guys can grow. Another one of our videos, we're going to be building and making a black soldier fly larva bin and raising black soldier fly larvae for our chickens, which I will film our chickens another day. So I think that's about it. Have a great day.